So we're talking about growth mindset, right? The last few days? Okay. So who, I know you guys know already because we've talked a lot about it, who wants to act out, raising their hands, fixed mindset versus growth mindset? Can I have some volunteers? Don't all jump. Doug and Ashton. All right, come on up. Let's show them. We're just doing a quick review on growth or fixed. Do you want to be growth or fixed?
I'll be
Fixed mindset. You're going to be growth mindset, okay? All right. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and you have to approach it with a fixed mindset. You have to approach it with a growth mindset, okay? All right. So Doug, Ashton, you have to build this huge structure made out of this wood, and the wood is really, really light, and you have to be able to hold 100 pounds on it. So you have 10 minutes to do it. Good luck. Thanks.
Okay, we're not gonna. Are you serious? We're not gonna get that done in 10 minutes.
Use our resources.
You're out of your mind, Doug. Like, come on now. Doug, it's not happening. It's like 10 minutes to do something like this. Like, we haven't even started.
10 minutes is a person's hour.
The person's an hour. Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yes.
Did you just say that? You actually just said that like it's gonna change my mind.
We can work well together.
We can work well. Okay.
Okay, good job. Let's give him a hand. Good job. Yay. So quickly, what are some things that Ashton said that were fixed mindset about the obstacle that they had?
We're not going to be able to do that in 10 minutes.
We're not going to be able to do it in 10 minutes. What else?
You're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind, dude. Yep. Anything else? I know he said a lot. We can't do that. We haven't even started. Doing something like that in that amount of time. I mean, like, everything he said was fixed. So what does that mean? What mindset is he in if he's talking that way? I know we're saying he's fixed mindset, but, like, do you think he's probably going to do very well with that challenge? No. Okay. So then let's go to Doug. What did Doug say? That was growth mindset. One person's 10 minutes, another person's hour, or whatever you said. It was great. It was positive. We can do it. It was encouraging. He, like said, no, we can figure it out. We can figure it out. Do you think they probably could have built whatever I said? I know it sounded kind of vague and not really real. But do you think they could have probably maybe finished it? Maybe. Maybe not. But Doug was willing to try, right? Ashton was feeling a little more closed, fixed. Okay, so we remember the difference. So you all have heard, and raise your hand if you get annoyed by, and I probably said it to you, but a teacher or an adult or someone you know is like, just try harder.
Okay, yes.
What does that make you, how do you feel when someone says that to you?
So I'm trying to start with?
So I haven't been trying to start with. What have I been doing? What, you think I haven't been trying? What else?
It makes me feel like I'm not trying hard enough.
Like what you've been doing so far doesn't mean anything, right? What else,
I'll feel
Hannah?
frustrated.
Oh, one second.
I'll feel frustrated.
Frustrated because you're like, oh, okay, like that's so easy, right? Is that what you mean? What else, Doug?
It makes me feel like they're oblivious to what's going on around me.
Take a moment to look at what's going on and see that I'm struggling and it's not as easy as just try harder, right? Yes, Ashton.
I think saying that isn't the proper encouragement to kids because you tell kids just to try harder. You're not telling them what to do
Mm-hmm.
to put in that effort because as a teacher you're supposed to kind of guide some kids who are struggling and instead if you just tell them to get it figured out, it's not
Right.
simple for a kid who's already struggling.
Right.
Most of the time it never really works.
Right. And especially if they don't have a relationship with whatever adult or whoever's asking them to try harder, you're going to be like, I don't know you. Like, it's one thing if it's coming from me, maybe. You're like, you know what I mean. But it doesn't mean anything if you just say that. You have to show them what you mean, right? So today we're going to learn that actually trying harder, I know I'm kind of contradicting myself, trying harder actually does help your brain grow. So I want to, like, when I say when people say try harder or just do it again or try it a different way, there's science behind the way our brains grow and the way our brains are made, and effort and putting an effort into something, even if we're not going to get it right or do it perfectly, does help our brains, okay? So we're going to watch a couple of quick videos. So You guys, I'm going to separate you guys kind of in groups. So I'm going to give you these half sheets. You don't have to fill them out. The first one says neuroplasticity. I know that's kind of a new word, a big word. That's the first video we're going to watch. You can see next to it, it's only 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So those 3 questions are what I want you guys to think about while you watch. But I want this first group, Jana, Hannah, Tori, to just think about the first one. What is neuroplasticity? So pay attention to the video for that definition. For this group, think about the second question. How does neuroplasticity work? Okay, so in the video is going to tell you. So just try to pay attention. And so I'm just giving it to this group. And then the last one, how can you rewire your brain? All of us can just think of that one. So the third one we're doing together. The other 2 you guys are going to chime in and say what you think, what you got from the video, okay? Before we do that, though, I want to pick your brains. These, I'm just giving one to each group. Pick a person to write. So you're going to write down, and you might need a second to talk to your people. What do you think neuroplasticity means? Please don't look it up. I know that's easy to do. But what do you think it means?
I'm thinking like brain, like fixed set.
Okay. Yeah, think about, we're learning about fixed mindset, growth mindset, so obviously it has something to do with that, but talk amongst your people and just take a guess. Neuro, think about what we know, what that means. Plasticity, do you know what that means? I know I'm not giving you many clues, but just take a guess, okay? And then we're going to see if your guesses are anywhere close to what the actual definition is, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk amongst your groups and just see what you can come up with, okay? Ready? Go. All right.
Like how it works? Well, like, okay, so like in your brain, there's like these things called neurons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like part of that.
So you think it has to do with your neurons? I think you could write that down.
So what?
What did you just say?
Neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, so you said it has to do with the neurons. Maybe you guys could make a bulleted list if you can't come up with one definition. Ooh, a workout. I like that. I told this group if you want to make like bullet points instead of like a whole definition, you can do that too. I know that's easier. Okay, it's about 30 more seconds. You were listening to their conversation while writing down while they were talking. Okay.
Maybe it
has to do with
like
the left side and the right side of your brain. How like I think it's like the left side the creative side and the right
Oh.
side is your more creative side.
Yeah, they usually say left side is like the logical, more academic, they might say side, and then the right is creative, artistic.
Maybe it helps us think.
All right. Who would like to share back there? What just share one thing, or you can share them all. What you guys think neuroplasticity means, what it might mean, something might have to do with.
So we wrote down. I'm just gonna read off all of them.
Yeah.
So we wrote down has to do with the neurons in your brain.
Okay, that's neurons.
Yeah.
That's a good.
The left and right side of your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and then helps us think. Maybe.
Okay, cool. I like all of those. How about this group here?
Neuro of the brain plasticity, able to be molded, malleable.
Okay. So you're saying that plasticity means being able to be molded, neuro meaning brain. So somehow your brain being able to be molded or.
The brain's ability to be shaped, change, or etc.
Okay.
And yes.
Cool. All right. So we're going to watch the video. What question do you guys have that you're in charge of? I know we're thinking about question 3 together. What's one are you guys going to pay attention to? And then you guys have,
How does it work?
how does it work? Okay. So pay attention to those. Obviously, if you're like, I totally missed that, we can rewatch, we can talk about it. All right. And then we'll all talk about the third one. How can you rewire your brain? All right. I'm going to keep the lights on just so that we can all see it still.
Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults. But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, there are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well-traveled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep travelling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The old pathway gets used less and less and weakens. This process of rewiring your brain by forming new connections and weakening old ones is neuroplasticity in action. The good news is that we all have the ability to learn and change by rewiring our brains. If you have ever changed a bad habit or thought about something differently, you have carved a new pathway in your brain and experienced neuroplasticity firsthand. With repeated and directed attention towards your desired change, you can rewire your brain.
All right, simple. So, you guys in the back, you had question 1. So, what is neuroplasticity? I know they went a little fast. Think about that image of the brain and the workers. They're putting the pieces, they're moving them around. Shift, your brain's shifting, evening it out. What else, Hannah? Expanding the thoughts in your brain. It's the way your brain molds, just how Connor said. So, and you guys were right on the right track. It's the way that your brain is molded and shaped by the way that we think and we learn new things, okay? So, this group, if you caught it, how does neuroplasticity work? Our brain adapting and changing over time. What was the example that they used? Or go ahead.
For rewiring your brain, taking old habits, doing something repeatedly to where that certain part of your brain starts to become more used and it becomes more second nature.
Mm-hmm. So those pathways, I liked that animation they used because you could see the ones that were being used more got bigger and the ones that were being used got smaller. So yeah, so you can see that if you're doing the same habit over and over again, your brain's in that mode. But if you change it or shift your thinking or your habits to something a little bit different, you actually are changing your brain. So who can think of, I know it's kind of putting you on the spot, like a habit you feel like you have changed. And some of you have probably can think of some that maybe you've changed even being in this class. Because, we've all come in here. I know Tori's smiling. She can think of one. What's a habit that you've shifted? Skipping class. So, Doug used to be down that road. Freshman year. That's a long time ago. Yeah. But so her brain was thinking skip class. It was going down the skip class, and then she shifted to not, and that pathway got bigger, and this one kind of went away. So your brain actually, they're saying it shifted. You did rewire it. That question 3. Yes, Hannah. Being late to class. Yeah, we're still working on your pathway, but it's getting there. Things are getting through, right?